Video that I want to react to, Fred Bundy Trap. He's got a really good summary of the 10 red flags. It's really good. You can tell that he's been in Thailand and dated a lot of girls.
A red flag, but this one is hard to avoid, and I can barely avoid it myself. This one is when you meet a girl when partying or using dating apps. But as I said, it's very hard to avoid, because where else are you gonna meet a girl if you don't work here, if you don't have hobbies here? Then it's definitely hard to avoid. Yeah, 9 times out of 10, if you're gonna meet your future girlfriend on a dating app or during partying, then chances are that the girl you meet probably sleeps around and meets many other guys.
Passport bros do everything right. They figure out how to make money online. They figure out how to get a long-term visa. They figure out what country they're going to go to. They're still young and fit and healthy, so they're making moves early. They basically do everything right. Just like this guy. And he's been there for 2 years. But there's one missing piece. And that's why I promote day game, cold approach. That's why I've got the 30-day challenge, if you have a look at the channel. Because what they do is they end up going to these countries like Thailand or many other different countries in Asia or even South America, and they find themselves with dealing with the same red flags. What this guy has just discovered, it's not breaking news. He hasn't like reinvented the wheel here. He's just quite successful, clearly. He's spent 2 years in Thailand. He's clearly dated a lot of girls, and he's found out the hard way over the course of 2 years, probably caught some STDs, that he wasn't special. He wasn't the only one meeting these girls. You know, his friends were probably dating and sleeping with the same girls at the exact same time, which is kind of disgusting. He's probably found out that, you know, he sleeps with a girl, he starts thinking he's dating a girl, and then he finds out a little bit later on that, you know, some other guy just literally flew in and started sleeping with his girl on arrival because they met on Tinder, and that's how he met her as well. His only 2 real methods of meeting girls is, you know, having a few drinks with some other expats or passport bros, and then meeting some girls out in, you know, in a nightclub or whatever. And those girls happen to have good English, so he can communicate, he can sweet talk them, he thinks that he's doing really well, when in fact they were yes girls from the very first moment they saw him. Or, you know, every night he's swiping right on Tinder or Bumble or Hinge or whatever new app is out there that seems to be the working at the moment. And he finds himself basically recycling the same, say, 10%. He said it himself in the video that there's 10%, only 10% of the girls want to date foreigners. Now, the missing piece here is that in every country there's still some awesome girls that have never dated a foreigner, have a low body count, they're educated, they're smart, they're from a good family, and these girls don't drink or party. So no other passport bros will ever meet her. She's not on any dating apps. She just doesn't use dating apps at all. So no other passport bro would have access to her. So how do you meet her? Well, there's a lot of them, and the only way to meet them is by actually approaching them, cold approaching them, and meeting them generally during the day. He did allude to that. He's been there 2 years. Imagine spending 2 years there chasing girls and discovering 2 years later and having to make a video like this, that you've wasted 2 years of your life. And that's what I do. I cut out the time wastage by helping these guys, a lot of these passport bros as well, to just cut all of this out so they can get straight to meeting good, high quality girls that none of the other guys that these guys know are going to have access to. So I recommend you guys go to the channel, have a look, go to the website, check out the 30-day challenge. It's a great way for newbies. Look, good looking passport bro like this, living in Thailand, the 30-day challenge should definitely get him moving in the right direction. If he wants to step it up another level, I highly recommend guys like this do one-on-one or do an immersion or do live coaching with myself, where I can fill in a lot of the nuances and a lot of the gaps. um, because you see, imagine wasting 2 years with a whole bunch of girls that are carrying STDs, they're sleeping with your friends, they're lying to you, they're cheating on you. It's kind of disgusting when you think about it. And then, yeah, knowing that you've wasted 2 years, how much money is those 2 years worth to this guy? It's, it's definitely worth quite a lot, because the quality of the girls he could be getting versus the quality of the girls that he has been getting, and knowing that, as he says in the video, that there's no other way, he's kind of trapped. It's common. Most guys have this problem. And so that's what I teach. You know, I can teach not only how to approach, not only how to get the contact information, how to line up the date, how to strategically plan the dates. You know, how many dates should you go through before sleeping with the girl, where to take the girl, how to meet a girl on the street and possibly take her home straight away from the street. Sweet talk her and bounce her back to your place. A good girl that is innocent as well, by the way, not a girl that has a high body count. All of that is taught. And more in depth, looking for red flags. So he's got his 10. I've got about 100, and we can go into far more depth on how to avoid that, especially in Asia. But anyway, this is common. I just wanted to bring it up because it is extremely common, and there's a lot of coaches out there that suffer from the same problem. So it's there's a lot of guys that do need coaching in this area, but they're happy to recycle the same sort of girls with the large body counts when they become passport bros. So common. But anyway, I'll see you guys next video.